Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just another beautiful day today.
Yes, another day, beautiful day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's
for the
happening?
viewers out there, and the listeners, our wonderful listeners, our subscribers, we are nearly hitting 100 subscribers now on YouTube. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And then we just want to say thank you. We're recording today from a very special place.
Yes, yes,
From
yes.
a very
yes,
special place. We're recording from Turkey today.
We're
recording from Turkey, so as you can tell, it's a different setting.
Different setting. We tried our best to get you guys a view.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the lighting wasn't our best friend today. So
it wasn't.
You know, this is where you guys get, but at least, you know, a different view from usual. Yeah.
It is, and we'll try as much as we can to put a snippet of the view somewhere.
Yeah, we'll try to do something. Yeah.
Nice. Happy podcast day, everybody.
Happy podcast day, guys.
It's episode number
5
on the Black Star Reflections podcast.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for tuning in. We've got a lot to talk about, but as we're on holiday, we'll try and touch.
Yeah,
we'll touch on a little bit
on various bits.
Yeah, as opposed to because we need to get out there and bask in the sun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
bro. So speaking of Turkey, Turkey is. I made this joke at work when I told one of my mates at work. I said, I'm heading to Turkey. Like, oh yeah, you're going to Turkey? I was like, yeah. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna get hair transplant. I'm gonna,
I like that.
The country is known for cosmetic surgery and other types of surgery and stuff. And when the whole Drake and what's his name now, Kendrick thing was kicking off with the beef.
Yep.
It was said that Drake has had some kind of surgery on his abs. I don't know. You heard that? You heard about that? What is your opinion on like guys getting like cosmetic surgery for things like abs? Because I
mean, then again, the same opinion I have for women getting it. I think I don't want to be too biased and say women are doing it, so men shouldn't do it. I think it's fine if you want to put 6-pack on your thingy. I wish I could do that because I've got 1 pack. So if I can change it out into a 6-pack, it depends if I can afford it.
I hear they're doing like free consultations
down
across
there,
the street. Yeah.
Maybe I should go. I should go. Yeah. But yeah. On a more serious note, I think there are implications with these kind of surgeries.
Yeah.
Be whether you're man, woman, whatever it is, I think there are complications to it. Hair transplant and all that kind of stuff. They are not. You can call them cosmetic surgeries, but as opposed to getting in the upper torso and making changes in the upper torso, I think I'll definitely frown on that. But it is their choice. But yeah, I'd rather go to the gym and put in the work and get the 6-pack if possible. But Turkey's been known to be one of those countries that facilitates these kind of surgeries quite a lot. And there has been so many conspiracies going on around it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess in comparison, and we're not our medical opinion. It's just things that we, as I'm sure you guys have seen, personal opinion.
Yeah.
I think if you compare the number of or the general opinion comparing Turkey to some of these other countries that offer these types of things, Turkey seems to have quite a good reputation compared to some of the other countries like in Latin America and stuff. I think Cuba. Is Cuba one of the places? I can't remember.
Dominican Republic.
DR.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It's one of the places. So yeah, I mean, if you want to go get ab surgery or BBL or whatever it is, I mean,
BBL.
Yeah, man.
My personal opinion, and I'll emphasize on it being my personal opinion, because I don't see it. I don't see the point. I think we humans should find beauty in how we look originally, and if we want to make some changes, preferably let's not take the shortcut around it.
Okay.
You know, I know that if you can afford it, maybe you'll be speaking differently, or if you feel like I've tried my best here and I couldn't get this to change in any way, and if somebody's offering me a shortcut to get it changed,
why not?
If you think that's fine and you want to go for it, but that's fine. I mean, in the UK, these surgeries cost a whole lot more, and there's a reason for that, because they are dangerous, and it's not any doctor that can actually perform it to that standard that it must be performed at. You know, so if you can afford it and you're going to do it the right way, go for it. Go for it, guys. Go for it.
Yeah, I think it's I guess purely from personal opinion, or not to be self-righteous or anything. I mean, if I could afford, like you said, if you can afford something, you or let's put it this way, rather, you never know what you would do if you had the money to afford certain things. If there's a shortcut, and it means that you don't have to spend.
And the shortcut is legal. It's legal.
Exactly. As a legal shortcut, you don't have to spend 8 months in the gym or 8 months changing your diet and your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
The hard way around it.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah. That brings my thoughts to something that I wanted us to do. So the Ozempic, really. That's a new trend altogether. I'm sure you've heard about it.
Yeah, Ozempic is like it's a thing now in the field of weight loss.
Man, it's something now where I don't know much in the UK if people are on it. But I know in the North America, people are like
in the States and Canada.
In Canada as well. Yeah. Apparently, in Canada, it's been prescribed now by doctors.
Yeah, in the UK I think in the UK people are starting to prescribe it as well. And some of these, there's other brands. I think Ozempic is like the brand name for that medication. That is like the biggest brand name in that area, I think. But there are other brands. Like I know that Boots carries like their own version of the same similar thing, and they're quite expensive. I think it's like for each injection you're paying something like 100 and something pounds, I think, for per injection.
Oh. So and you might have to be doing that twice a month, once a month. Or
I honestly don't know
the rate at which they're going for these injections. I mean, Ozempic originally, I think that was meant for diabetic patients, isn't it? Where it helps them to suppress the insulin, and all of that. But apparently now people are using that to suppress their hunger. So you don't eat as much, isn't it? So, like you said last time, you are not consuming as much as you're burning.
Yeah, of course. You want to be ideally you want to be at a caloric deficit. You know, among other things, if you want to maintain a healthy weight, you know, eat foods that aren't as processed as, you know, so single ingredient foods as much as you can, high fiber diet, high protein, all of that. But yeah, you want to be in a caloric deficit, so it's interesting.
But yeah, Ozempic for some reason has become that go-to medication now.
Yeah.
And then obviously for every medication, I'm sure there are side effects.
Yeah.
You know, I was reading about one where she says she goes colorblind. So she's living with her life, everything's fine, she's taking Ozempic, she's lost considerable amount of weight. But then from time to time she goes colorblind.
Interesting.
So she's there, she sees green and is looking purple.
Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy.
And then there are people who are also saying loss of sight is one of them. So then obviously if you're going colorblind, then you might as well take that. Because if you're losing sight, you know, but that's the risks
associated with taking.
Does it overshadow you being comfortable in your skin? I'm not gonna lose my sides just to lose the weight. That's just me.
Do you know what? I think ultimately humans are we're always gonna do things that require a certain amount of risk, and then there's that the whole risk and reward loop where if the higher the amount of risk, then there's a higher reward. So if you're willing to take that level of risk, or if you are gunning for that level of results, you should prepare yourself for you know, a similar amount of risk. And
don't get me wrong, I'll do that 100% all day when it's business. Not with my life though. That's just me.
I hear you.
You know, because you get to a point as humans, we get to a point where you're not just thinking for yourself only. You're thinking for your family, your children, your you know, you've got a whole generation probably looking up to you. So I'm gonna risk business decisions, and take the highest risks, like investing the money, going into crypto or whatever it is. But probably not on my life, and that's just my personal opinion on that one. So I'm looking at all the list of risks involved. I'm thinking, what's going on here? You know,
I think I might be, in terms of like finances. Financial risk is, so like a healthy amount of risk is okay. But I feel like with everything, I personally, I'm not afraid of risk beyond finances. Like if I need to do something and it involves, you know, there's a potential for some other type of risk. That maybe potentially have something to do with your reputation or something. I wouldn't really mind. That being said, I'm not a celebrity or anything. So
so you're not gonna trend anyway.
My reputation only, you know, extends you know, across maybe a few hundred people or something. But
and the subscribers on the blog.
Of course, But in terms of from that angle, I think I would be open. Or I wouldn't be bothered about taking certain types of risk. So speaking about risks, it doesn't even have to be something that dramatic to be a risk. We spoke about side effects and things like that earlier. And it's something that I've been thinking about. Do you know, like things like with these Ozempic and then these medicines and things that people are using, and even day-to-day things that we're using. An example is like a microwave. I don't know if you've heard. There's some certain people that have the opinion that microwaves are like very harmful. That, you know, they're like using a microwave on certain types of food releases certain like toxic, you know, components in the food, and then makes it carcinogenic. So you know, meaning, you know, puts you at the risk of getting some type of cancer if you eat it. So I've heard these types of things, and then if you go back, at least for us that are African, or me personally, if you go back like 20 years, we weren't using a microwave 20 years ago. I would like to think we weren't using. No, I don't think so. Microwaves weren't a very popular thing, like home appliance in Ghana. If you go back like 20, 25, 30 years ago.
I think that shift came towards just after the millennium. So just 2004, 2005, and even that point, it was just those who could afford it.
Those who could afford it. Because previously, if you have leftovers, your mom puts the leftovers on the stove and
back
then,
again, and back under the heat of fire.
Exactly.
Rather than sticking it in the microwave and
exactly. So have you thought about what's, like, I think from time to time in like 100 years, some of these things, the effects of some of these things are probably going to start appearing, if indeed there's any side effects. There might be like really long-term implications that may be, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but like, you know, like genetic things that you might pick up something and then it goes on to like your kids and then your kids, and there's a whole lot of things. Like now there's like so many devices that we're using, phones, we're using, smart devices. You have electromagnetic emitting things
going through
everywhere.
It's
there's
probably
like
going through all of this.
Things are emitting, signal everywhere. And then what are the implications of these things in like 100 or 150 years? Like it's crazy.
It's crazy. But I'm thinking the same way that we drink water from the tap. Knowing it's tap water, it's probably purified. It's good for drinking.
I like how you said probably.
Probably purified. Is good for drinking. It's got the right amount of chlorine and whatnot. Yeah, and then we open that tap, we drink, but there are so many microorganisms in there that we do not know, right? But like we said earlier when we were talking on this conversation, that's the benefit then overshadow the costs of drinking that tap water. So like you say, we know that even using a phone on your ear, that's emitting an amount of radiation going
waves,
through. Now the question then is that amount will probably not cause cancer right away.
Yeah.
But the more you do it, then it's gonna. But as humans, I don't think we can always eliminate risks in our day to day.
Not 100%. Yeah.
We drive to work. It's a risk.
Yeah.
Somebody can just come away. Because I was watching this video last time, and this is just by the way, where someone is just driving cool, calm day, going according to the speed limit and everything. But somebody can come in and crash. And that's exactly what happened. Some bloke just come in, boom, 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 crashed head on. Person wasn't drunk. Person was driving under the same speed limit every day. That's the same route to work. But we all have risks every day. So, but I just think I always try to do a cost and benefit analysis all the time just to make sure, man, this is quite unusual for me. So I need to do does this benefit me more than it will cost me in the future? Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
one of those things. So
it's one of them.
So, but I think medications like Ozempic and all of that, and using it when you are not diabetic, I think you are just sort of inviting it in, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't do it. But again, if you are in the position where you feel that this is
if you can afford it, and if you feel like it's gonna solve a problem,
it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Speaking of like water, you spoke about water, and recently, I mean not recently, the conversation is still happening in Ghana. In Ghana we've had there's a lot going on with quality of life, the economy. Over the past few years there's been a whole lot going on. This is not a political conversation at all. It's just two Ghanaians talking about what's happening in the country. So there's no politics involved whatsoever. Just talking about life basically. And then the reality is that one of the biggest issues among all of these things is the illegal mining operations happening in Ghana. These things have been going on for years and years and years and years, right? But now we've gotten to a point where the effect of these illegal mining operations are beginning to be felt not just in the communities that they're happening, but across the country in bigger cities and, across food supply chains, water supply chains, etc., etc. Do you want to, what's your opinion? Do you want to shed some light on this? What's your opinion on this?
I think one word would probably summarize this whole thing for me. And that word is greed.
Yeah.
That word is greed. I was watching a video on Instagram recently where there is this man that I actually follow, Okatachi Free Famensa.
Yeah, I know who that is.
And I think, So I was watching a video where they actually did a citizen's arrest on someone who was doing an illegal mining.
Oh, right.
Somewhere
that's close.
Close to the Ivory Coast border.
Yeah.
Asankragua area, I think it was. And then they literally caught this dude and sent him to the police station and said,
deal with them.
Deal with this guy. Yeah. Because if you guys are not doing it, we will do it for you. Which is brilliant.
And then you guys being the authorities.
You should be doing this. We shouldn't be doing this for you. Mind you, this guy doesn't even live in Asankragua. He's probably driven 6 hours to get there.
Yeah.
You know? How and why is this happening still? This is the 21st century where everything is digitized, so to speak. We should not be allowing these things to happen. What's happening then is Chinese organizations and even Ghanaians.
Even Ghanaians.
Ghanaians. They go in this area, they will buy the land from the chief, because that's how the system works. The system works in such a way that the lands are being owned by chiefs and other family entities. But majority of them needs to go through the chief. If you want to mine on the land, it has to go through the chief. So they go through that, and obviously they wet their beaks. So they do not only buy the land, they pay extra to be able to do that activity on the land.
Yeah.
Because information travels. So they're not just going to buy the land and build on it. Yeah. Then they don't have to come back and wet your beak. But the moment they have to mine on the land, then they give you extra money. And then chiefs knowing, there is a river Pra or river whatever nearby, this could possibly damage that. And that will trickle down probably 3-5 counties where people are actually dwelling on that water to drink or for their livelihoods.
It's crazy.
And then they'll still take the money. And that's greed. And then these guys go in there and illegally mine. So they are not mining as per the regulations.
The regulations and
all of that. And then they damage the water bodies. And that's how come we are struggling. Yeah. And you have River Densu and all of these rivers being stained by muddy water. Yeah. It is ridiculous and it's horrible. We shouldn't be in such a situation.
Shouldn't be at all.
You know?
And it's not even a case of, it's just mud and whatnot and it will settle in the water. There's chemicals, because these are not, as Reggie mentioned, this is not regular mining operation. This is not like authorized. This is not like an authorized approach that is environmentally friendly. Even legal mining is not 100% environmentally friendly, mind you.
Yeah.
So think about an illegal mining operation that is being done covertly.
Where there are no, it's like
there's no regulation.
It's like leaving a lion in the city.
Exactly. So these guys are basically just digging up.
Yeah.
And then in most cases they don't even cover
they don't need to follow any rules.
They don't cover up. They just dig and then they move around. And then they're using chemicals to kind of like separate the gold
from the land and
the stone or the mud or the rocks, whatever. And then these things, like you said, are going into the water. And it's crazy that even all the way in Accra, the capital city of Ghana, away from most of these places where the mining is done, we're at the point where the effect is being noticed. Like people's water is not clean. People are getting sick. Like kids are getting diseases that you wouldn't normally find kids getting, because now the effect is there. It's noticeable. It's no longer a problem for the village like 300 miles away from Accra. It's a national problem. It's not a tribal problem. It's not a political problem.
And that's why we need to act now.
Yeah, and fair play to the entire country, especially the youth of Ghana going out there protesting. There have been protests.
There needs to be a revolution. If we don't stop, if we don't react, nothing is going to change. And imagine if this is happening now, what will happen to our children and their children
and their kids.
So it's something that we need to act now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much coming out of Africa. There's so much coming out of Ghana that is influencing the Western world.
Yeah.
Our music influences the Western world. Our movies have done that for ages, you know. We need to keep our heritage. We need to protect the land.
Yeah, shouts to all the guys and girls that went out to protest. Went out into the streets, you know, to put out the message.
All of them. And shout outs to those who did the citizens arrest. Okatachi Free from and his team. That was amazing when I saw that. And these Chinese guys just standing there like, man, I'm thinking, what's wrong with these people?
Yeah.
They don't care about you.
Something that you wouldn't even, as an African, the truth is, as an African, you wouldn't even be able to go into most of these countries.
You cannot.
Even if you legally wanted to carry out certain types of business.
You will not be probably allowed.
You wouldn't even be allowed.
Why are
even if it's legally on paper, you're supposed to be able to, there are going to be invisible barriers that are going to prevent you from doing these types of things.
Yeah.
So why do we then allow people from other countries to come in and then destroy,
muck about with our life?
Exactly. Like it's crazy. You think about it, it's crazy.
So shout outs to all of them.
Shouts to all the guys that
we need to keep
went out to protest, and
we need to keep pushing forward and change these things.
Yeah.
And whoever is winning the election, they need to be making a mandate promise. I mean, I know they normally make the promise and mandate.
Oh yeah,
and then it doesn't happen.
Plenty of those promises.
But it needs to be. We need to be holding leaders accountable. To be honest. If we don't do that, there's no Ghana or there's no Africa. I'm sure it's happening in other African countries.
I mean, this sort of conversation used to be something we're talking about Congo, you know, DRC, and then all the coltan mining, cobalt mining, all
the
of that
ivories
happening.
And all of that.
Yeah, and then
poaching of these animals.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Now this is happening in our own backyard. I mean, the whole of Africa is ours, right? DRC is our backyard. South Africa is our backyard. Botswana is our backyard.
Yeah.
So the problem has always existed, albeit in the different parts of the continent. But now it's happening in your own country, in Ghana, and we are feeling the effect of it. So imagine if, you know, it goes on this way, and all of a sudden there's no clean water anywhere. There's no healthy food anywhere. There's no quality of life. And then all of a sudden everyone wants to leave. Everyone wants to emigrate, you know.
Yeah, we need to enforce our laws. It's in the laws that we shouldn't be doing illegal mining anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy.
As a country, we need to be enforcing our laws. It's facts.
Yeah,
and that's what it is.
I think if we there's a whole lot on my chest, as I'm sure the same for you in relation to this topic. That I think if we go on, people might interpret this as a political conversation, but it really isn't.
It's not. It really isn't. If we are to actually delve deep into this and other political matters, we are going to be bringing an expert on board. Just to capture exactly what it is and factual things, not just opinions like and or anything, what it is, and that'll probably happen at some point. I want to jump onto music though.
Yeah, let's. I
want to jump onto music because I was listening to Childish Gambino's album.
Yeah.
And I think I sent you the audio.
Yeah.
And then you were like, whoa, that's definitely, because I couldn't identify the song that it was, and you identified the song as PK Yamua on that is it Happy Survival it's called?
So yes, Happy Survival is a song on Childish Gambino's album.
Yeah.
And the whole song I think is mostly instrumental with
just
some
a
vocals,
bit of ad-libs in there.
Yeah, like ad-libs on it.
Yeah.
And then if you go and listen to that song, that is exactly how traditional Ghanaian music sounds, what we call high life.
Yeah.
Which high life is sort of like the precursor to a lot of the different types of music we have in West Africa.
Yeah.
You know, we had hip life in Ghana, which is kind of like a combination of
the high life and rap music,
and then rap music, and then we have like Afro beats now, which is like the thing. Everyone's listening to Afro beats,
and now there's Afro fusion
there's
and
Afro
all of that.
fusion,
So that's all derived from high life.
Yes.
I mean, in Nigeria, if you mention Femi, everybody knows who Femi is. That's Fela Kuti. It's more like that high life vibe and that fusion merged vibe, together. Yeah. But I listened, so I listened to the album. And I heard the song. I'm thinking that's definitely a Ghanaian song.
Yeah.
And then I think Cyril was the one that found out that that's PK Yamwa's song. I mean, for the listeners out there, if you know who PK Yamwa is, we'll be leaving that.
We'll put some information.
We'll put some information on the screen.
Yeah,
then you go listen to the original song and then
make the comparison.
Make your own comparisons. Yeah. But it's amazing. I'm wondering if they are sampling these kind of songs from way back, and in Ghana, this would probably be a time where music was not regulated as it is now. I wonder if they're actually paying royalties to this, because this is the first thought that came to my head, because that man is probably, I'm sure PK Yamwa is passed away by now.
I don't know if
I'm not too sure
if he's still with us.
Yeah,
because that song is an old song.
It's proper old.
Sewakoto is an old song.
Sewakoto, yes.
Yeah,
that's the song.
I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting. I think as Africa, in terms of like art, music and fashion and all of that, there's a lot of things these days that have inspiration or draw inspiration from Africa in that regard. And nowadays, with, as you said, like copyright and all of these things, regulations surrounding
there was definitely
the reuse of music or different forms of art. Yeah, like you said, it begs the question: are they actually giving what's due to
whoever
created the sound or whatever it is?
Because Sewakoto, like you said, man, that's from
I don't know what year.
I think I wasn't even born by then.
Yeah, it's probably before our time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting.
Hopefully. Maybe we should dig.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe that could be our job for the next couple of days. Just try and dig, find out who the record belongs to originally, which label it was signed to, and then see if there was some agreements met in there.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to Childish Gambino, but
it's a good album.
It is a good album. It is a good album.
It's a good song.
Brilliant. It's a brilliant album.
It's a good song.
I think, and that's his last album. I heard.
Apparently, yeah.
He's signing out on that front.
Yeah,
because he's doing other things. He's a brilliant actor.
Yeah,
he's a brilliant actor. I mean, I recently watched a TV series that had him in there.
Which one? Atlanta?
No, Atlanta is from a bit way back.
Yeah.
He's done a new one, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I haven't.
Oh my, that's brilliant.
That's good.
That's I don't know what word to use. Okay. If I'm gonna rate it, I'm gonna rate it 9.5.
What type of TV show is it? Is it like a comedy thing, or is it like a thriller, or like an action, or like a drama?
It's comedy action.
Okay.
It's comedy action, but it's a subtle comedy. So it's not really cracking the jokes.
Yeah.
But you can pick some inferences. Yeah, you can pick some. But it's a brilliant TV series, and I think you should watch it. I know you and I are into TV shows.
Yeah. We kind of like watch the same type of shows,
of stuff,
especially the ones that have to do with like mystery and thriller and
it's gotta be deciphered, isn't it?
Exactly, that's the sort of thing.
It's one thing that we still can't decipher though. One thing that we still can't decipher though. Yeah, and that's the TV show called From. I have no idea what's going on.
That is like, it's crazy.
For the listeners out there, if you have any ideas, please share.
Yeah, if you please share. If you haven't seen the show From, just go on Google and look it up. It's a brilliant show. Like, it's brilliant. They had like 3 seasons in.
So 3 seasons so far. So you're not really
there's not so much you've missed.
You can binge watch. You can watch all of that in a day.
Yeah, and it's It's like maybe 2 years old. I think the show is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's
I
about
think
2 years old.
This is about 2 years
Brilliant.
old. Yeah.
We're not gonna like spoil or anything, but it's
we can give a bit of
well, yeah, maybe give like the synopsis.
Yeah. So it's just I'm gonna give it in my way, and I'm gonna rule you guys in, because if I'm just saying how, just narrating the story, you're not gonna imagine driving around. You know how like we put like for people who live in the UK, let's say you put Birmingham in your sat nav, in your Google Maps, and you're driving to Birmingham. Obviously, you're trusting that the map is going to take you to your destination. So whilst you're driving, imagine yourself seeing a tree in the street and thinking, oh, what's this big tree doing in the street? So you are probably going to navigate yourself around the tree and continue. And just after that tree, you can't seem to find your way anymore. So you're going around in circles, and you come back and meet that same tree. How awkward is that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the story revolves around all of that. I don't want to go too deep, but that's how it is. So imagine finding yourself in such a situation.
Yeah.
And then you keep driving around in circles, you come back, meet the same tree, and you drive past a particular town. Yeah. You drive past that town, you come back, and you still meet that tree. You're thinking,
it's
flipping
crazy.
Now, where am I? Isn't it? Where am I? And then in the end, you get to meet a few people from the town who are telling you, but you can't stay out at night.
Yeah, the same. So all of these people had the same experience.
All of them
they
had
all
the same
saw
experience.
the same tree in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
They tried to, find a different route, and they ended up at the same tree, but they passed through the little town. And it's crazy.
It's a brilliant TV series. I think the writers did, and these are the same writers from Lost. You were saying to me that you're saying that to me yesterday.
Either the same writers or directors from Lost.
Man, that's so, because Lost, I'm sure majority have watched Lost.
Yeah, Lost is like a goated series.
Yeah, man, it's one of the greatest of all time.
I think it's like definitely like
on my list, top 10, definitely.
Top 10, yeah. So
on my list,
what have you got on your list then? I've got Breaking Bad on my list. Even though it's kind of like, especially at the beginning, Breaking Bad was very slow.
Yeah, it's a slow burning one.
Slow burn at the beginning, and then it begins to like escalate.
Yeah.
So Breaking Bad.
Yeah. So why are you placing? Okay, let's just do 5.
No order.
Let's do
no
5.
Order
let's do 5.
Okay, cool.
Let's do top 5.
Yeah, let's go.
Where would you place Breaking Bad?
Oh man, I don't want to put a number.
You have to.
I just want to. Okay, let me first like work out what is gonna go on that list, and then I can maybe assign the ranks.
Okay,
so Breaking Bad is there for sure.
Yeah.
Man, this is gonna be hard. TV shows like From is definitely one, even though we've only
it's still it's still
three seasons
in. We can say it's established.
But I think this is I think
from is there. Docu series is there. You can add docu series if you want as well. Just so you know,
I can't think of a really good one that.
Were you just about to say Game of Thrones?
I was going to, but Game of Thrones was ruined with the way it ended. Yeah. It was such an anticlimax. Like, I can't mention Game of Thrones. It was good, but
it's not going to appear on your top 5.
No, Game of Thrones cannot be top 5 for me.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul. Actually, I think that's way better than Breaking Bad, in my opinion. I think.
You see, like viewers and listeners. Look, we were having the same discussion about Breaking Bad last night while we were sipping on some good stuff. And I was arguing that Breaking Bad, in my opinion, is overrated. And then you gave me your point, and I give you mine.
I don't think it's overrated.
I still stand by my point. I think it's good. Mm-hmm. I think it's good. It's good writing. It's good. Your adrenaline pops up, goes down. It's like you can feel it.
Yeah, there's a roller coaster. I think the type of the style of the filming and the storytelling was a bit. As I said, it was slow paced in the beginning. It was steady in the beginning. Yeah. And then it began to like go up, and then there's that roller coaster, and then eventually it just kind of like fizzled out.
Yeah. But so are you placing Better Call Saul in your top 5 then?
No, I'm not gonna place because Better Call Saul is connected to Breaking Bad. It's the same universe.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what I think is actually in my top 5?
Yeah.
And people might challenge this one, but I think okay, let's go with that. I think Snowfall. I watched a couple of episodes. Yeah,
I didn't really watch.
Snowfall.
I didn't really watch. So is that your third one then?
No, I don't.
You've mentioned. I know I'm putting you on the spot. You're not expecting us to rate TV shows, but that's what this podcast is all about. The surprises and the emotions. So you have mentioned Breaking Bad. You've mentioned From.
Yeah.
And then you've just mentioned Snowfall. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you still keeping Snowfall on there? Because now you've mentioned Snowfall, I'm gonna be watching it. I just want to validate.
It's good.
I just want to validate if it's okay, cool. And then your fourth, and then after that you can rate them. Which one is going up on top of your list?
I don't know. I know I'm forgetting like
good old
really good ones. I know I'm forgetting really. If it was movies, I would have been able to like rattle a list of movies.
Okay, so for the ones you remember for now, what else are you gonna add to the top 5?
And this one is still ongoing. The House of Dragons.
Oh, House of Dragons. Yeah, so that's
I think
is that the prequel to
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones, yeah.
I think that would be in my top 5. It's certainly in terms of like fantasy type TV shows,
Yep.
That would definitely be in my. I think if I was doing a ranking for only fantasy shows, that would be number 1. House of Dragons over Game of Thrones itself. Game of Thrones,
okay.
So let's just put that on the list.
So it's gonna come in your list.
Yeah.
But okay. So House of Dragons, and your last one?
I don't know what the last one. I know I'm missing something because
I can give you a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm missing something. I don't want to.
What was the name of the first one you mentioned?
Which one? Game of Thrones.
No, that wasn't Game.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. You haven't mentioned Lost though. Is that because you haven't?
Because it's been a long time I saw it, and I'm gonna rewatch it.
Okay. So Lost is not in your list then. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So
it's in my top 10.
Okay. So you've got 4.
I got 4. Yeah. Okay. While I think of the last one.
Yeah.
What are some of the ones on your list?
From is definitely there.
Okay.
Lost is there.
Okay.
Lost just because it's too mind-boggling, man. I've watched the entire series. Yeah, I've watched the entire series, and I still can't figure it out to where the pace at which I want to understand exactly what was happening at every point.
Did you rewatch it recently?
I've rewatched it. I think the last time was 2015-ish.
Okay.
I had about 2 weeks off work, and I decided I'm going to use that 2 weeks to binge it.
How many seasons is it again?
It's about 8, 10.
Okay.
8 to 9. I'm not sure. 7 maybe. Not too sure. Okay, so Lost is there. From is there. Orville is there as well. I don't know if
I've never seen that. I've never.
Orville is there, and the only reason why I put Orville there is fantasy as well. But it's just, it puts me in a happy place whenever I'm watching an episode. It's that kind of TV show when I'm watching it, is because I can watch it whilst I'm in a bad mood, but it puts me in a happy place. I don't know why.
I'll look it up. I never heard of it before.
Yeah, the Orville. I don't know why, but yeah. And I think they've stopped recording now. They have about 4 seasons. About every episode is just about 30 minutes. So that's all. There's something come through. You've got one more to add.
Yeah. So. There's one that came through. It's not in my top 5, but I just remembered. Yeah, okay. And it also got cancelled. Sadly, after one season. It's called Shantaram.
Oh no, I've not watched it. I've seen it, but I've not watched
it. Brilliant show. Got cancelled.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's another one. Raised by Wolves also got cancelled.
Oh, Raised by Wolves was good.
Sci-fi series.
Yeah, Raised by Wolves was good.
Yeah, but
yeah.
You see, it's hard. It's hard to like rank them.
But I'm just gonna freestyle it. Lost, From, Orville. Mm-hmm. The Neighborhood.
I've never seen that one.
The Neighborhood is just comedy.
Okay.
Just a sitcom. And I'm probably gonna add Magnum PI on there.
Never seen it. Heard of it. Never seen
Not the
it.
old one, the most recent one.
Yeah, never seen it.
Probably gonna add it. I'm just gonna throw in it. I was gonna throw something else, but I thought I might as well go this because I'm always looking forward for a new season. So I'm just gonna throw Magnum PI on there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then, so wait, is that in the order? Have you done
in the order? Definitely From is on number one.
Okay.
It's probably because it's most recent and it's still fresh in my brain.
Bias, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put Orville on 2 because of how the connection I have with it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put Lost on 3. And I'm gonna put Magnum on 4 and The Neighborhood on 5. Yeah.
What about Evil?
That's good.
Evil's
that's good, but
too.
Evil is good. I'm not gonna. It's gonna make my top 10.
Yeah.
Because in Evil, it's like you sort of. I'm not gonna say I know whatever happens is what I expect, but sometimes they do surprise me. But it's sort of it's good. It's good. Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, probably 8. So it's good. It's really good. But unfortunately, it didn't make it on my list, my top 5. Is it gonna make you your last spot?
No, it's not. It's not in my top 5. But
I can see the brain is working, man. You're trying to recollect the last one.
Yeah, I want to do justice.
There's probably some.
I'm sure you missed some as well.
I'm sure I did. Yeah.
Okay, let's just say not a top 5, but 5 good
at the
ones.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean for sure, like
5
the ones
recommended ones for people to watch. Yeah.
From Better Call Saul.
Oh my!
Which
flipping
one?
Hell. Prison Break.
Oh yeah,
Prison Break is like.
Fun fact: I've never seen it before.
What?
I've never seen it before.
Man, let's go UK now. We're gonna watch. Let's go. We're going UK.
I've never
You need
seen
to watch Prison Break, man. Definitely.
So, my dad is like one of the biggest fans of Prison Break.
My goodness.
My dad, like way back, like when it came out, my dad had them on, like had it all on his CDs and stuff. I never saw it.
I think it's. Man, I might have
just
to take something off my list.
Everyone was watching Prison Break.
That puts you off.
And one of the things about me is if a movie or something is set in the same place, it just puts me off it.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing about Prison Break. That's the thing. Is
it set in a prison for the entirety of the whole thing?
No, really.
And my wife loves Prison Break too. Man, I know
Prison Break was set in a prison for just a particular period. Most of the action and most of the planning and the scheming and all of that was happening outside.
Yeah.
And there was a point where they actually broke out and went into the real world, and it was still a Prison Break.
All right. Okay.
So you should. I mean,
my wife has been saying
Prison Break definitely on top of my list
to watch it.
Greatest of all time.
Oh, now I remember. Blacklist.
My word.
The Blacklist is. I would say that is like my number one.
Listeners, don't totally take my top 5 in at the moment, yeah, because Blacklist.
Oh man, the Blacklist is
Raymond Reddington.
Yeah, and then just the way it ended.
No, the way it ended, I think they wanted to end it.
But you know what? I like the way it ended. I like the way. I'm sorry for the spoilers. I like the way it ended because I feel like Raymond Reddington went out on his own terms. Even though there were other things that were, he had illness and whatnot, so he would have died anyway.
Yeah.
But he went out the way he wanted to.
Yeah.
The way he wanted to go out at that time.
Yeah.
I think the Blacklist is like,
man,
there.
Man, yeah. I think I might, yeah. Well, in the info bit, we'll probably reshuffle our top 5, and then we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it because I just remembered one more.
Which one?
I just remembered one more. But I'm going to speak a bit about Raymond Reddington, by the way. But man, that guy, the connection he had with Dembe.
Yeah.
That's the one that got me the entire time.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane. Even when the bloke went on to, sorry for the spoilers, went on to work with the other bits, the other side.
The other side, yeah.
Man, the guy was still like, he was there for him,
Yeah.
But yeah, the last one that came to mind, 24. I don't know if you watched it.
I haven't seen it, but I hear it's really good. It's one of those things where something. So it's the same with Prison Break. I haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
24, I haven't seen it before. Quantico and those things, I haven't seen before. But based on the feedback from people around me, whose word I would trust.
Quantico is good. Quantico is good, but
if you tell me to watch something, I know that it will be good. So I'm going to watch it. If my wife tells me, I know it's good.
24 is, if you want an adrenaline pack, like if you want to go on that, man, I'm going to go on an adrenaline rush today, watch 24 and binge watch it. It's the best. It's one of the best out there. Yeah, but there's many more we could talk about.
Yeah.
But we'll probably reshuffle that top 5. We'll reshuffle it.
I think what we'll have to do is...
Don't take that. Those ones are good. Good recommendations, but we'll reshuffle the top 5.
I think we'll have to do an episode where we basically just talk about that, shows and
definitely.
stuff.
I mean, if you guys are happy for us to go deeper into them,
I think it would be good.
Yeah.
Same with like the music, because and I think we got a few minutes left. Same with the music. I think in a similar manner. Yeah. Well, not in terms of like ranking personal favorites and stuff.
Yeah.
I've been talking. Some of my cousins knows we talk about music, Afrobeats in Africa, particularly in Nigeria.
Yeah,
and Nigeria has the top top 3 or big 3, whatever they want to call themselves. Now there's big 4, big 5,
which is true. Yeah,
there's actually this really cool concept or opinion I have about Nigerian music or Afrobeat. Is that Nigeria has so many good Afrobeat musicians that I feel like they make enough good music. And I'm sorry I'm not Nigerian, as you guys, I mean, obviously, I'm not Nigerian, but they make enough good music. I feel like that there's so much talent condensed in that country that if I had to listen to only Nigerian music for the rest of my life, I think I would be fine.
You'll be good.
Because besides the top 3 or top 4, Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid, Rema, and I feel like if you had to like put them in tiers.
Was that in the order of your how you gonna?
No,
okay. I just had to get it out of the way.
No. If you had to put them in an order, in tiers, you would probably have more than 15 tiers.
Yeah,
and there would be people on tier 15 that's
still good.
Yeah, exactly.
Making good music.
That's the thing about Nigeria. It's crazy.
I will agree.
You see what I'm saying?
I think most of my mates know that if you sit in Reggie's car, you're listening to Afrobeats.
Yeah.
And it's mostly either Burna Boy or Wizkid or anybody else.
It's crazy.
Don't get me wrong. I love the Ghanaian music.
Of course.
I love the Ghanaian Afrobeats. Yeah. But it's consistency. But that's another topic.
That's a different topic. I think
it's a topic on another day. But definitely Nigerian music, Nigerian Afrobeats. Man, they're doing so well.
It's not debatable.
And there's Rema is one person that we would have to talk about when we talk, because my feelings about Rema is different from yours. He is a multi-talented dude.
Yeah,
I give that to him. But
we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Good.
All right.
On that note, greetings from Didim.
Yes,
in Turkey.
Yeah.
And then probably the next episode. If we don't get to record the next episode here, we'll probably do it back home when we get to UK.
Yeah.
But thank you for tuning in.
Yep.
Subscribe, share, like, comment. Man, if you want to repeat the video, do.
Yeah. And then if you have any like suggestions on things you'd like us to like talk about, we're happy. We're happy to
we're happy to jump on it. Definitely
jump on it for sure. Yeah.
On that note, we love you all.
Yeah, love you guys. Take care. Bye.